So back in 2020, back when you know who, the Rona was popping off, we had a lot more time to ourselves. We were all at home, and while there was a lot of chaos, it did lead to a lot of people being able to do, for the first time in their lives ever, for them to do some type of self exploration, um, whether it be personally, spiritually, creatively, whatever the case may be. Mine just happened to be, I think, like all three of them. It was like a double, triple whammy. And that's around the time that I picked up a hobby. I started learning how to do tufting because I just thought it looked cool. Like, I saw it on TikTok, and I literally only wanted to start tufting just so I could make one rug for my room. The more I started like posting my progress and like learning all the stuff, the little rugs that I thought looked so cool at the time, I started gaining a significant amount of attention, more than I ever had in my life, which was a little strange. I was able to start an art business for the first time while being in school. Everything was great until it wasn't. The purpose of this video is really to just share my experience of like going viral and why it may not be all that you might think that it is. So I'm going to explain that. I literally grew up on YouTube. I remember being a kid watching like Nija. Is that his name? Nija Hija Nija Hija? With him and Wasabi. I was watching Epic Rap Battles. I was watching Berleezy. Back when he was doing skits and exposed videos, and so many more people like Markiplier, all that. Like, I was a YouTube kid, and so I always wanted to do YouTube just because it was like wow, like you can make people laugh, you can make really cool videos. So like I said, the whole thing in 2020, when that all went down, that really just kind of served as an opportunity for me to lean more into my creative interests, that being tufting and that being YouTube. It was perfect because it wasn't like I was just making content and just hoping somebody would see it. Like, I was already doing videos before then, but it was for the first time people were asking me to make videos on something, and it kind of just took off, not overnight, but like very, very quickly. And actually, when I really look back on it, that whole thing, it was more so a case of being the right person at the right time, doing the right thing, because more people than ever were in their house and they had more time than ever to really just learn and try new things. And that was one of the things that people were it was starting to be on the up and up, like learning about tufting and doing anything like that. That's one thing that I did notice going into it, was there weren't a lot of people talking about tufting at all. So I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I felt like I was hot shit, because it was just like something that I've always wanted to do, and I was starting to actually see results from that. Like, I was doing the videos, I was able to start a side business. So on top of the job that I was already working on the side, or at the time I had something on the side that was bringing me just as much, if not more, than what I was making. Like, it was just like, dang, everything was good until it wasn't. And I say that because me like blowing up, that really only lasted like probably like 4 to 6 months. I remember the first time I started to notice interest was kind of dwindling a little bit. Like, it's like, you know, when something blows up and goes super, super viral, it's everywhere. And the next thing you know, you don't really hear about it as much. That's pretty much what I was feeling in my mind. When the whole time, it was really more so like stabilizing and just kind of evening out. But in my mind, I took that as it's the end of the world. And that's when my self sabotage and just all that stuff started kicking in. Actually, to start on a positive note, before I go into all the negatives that came from this, and I wouldn't necessarily call them like negatives, I just say cons. I don't know what you call them, but I just want to bring out the positive side of things that I experienced through this whole like year to 2 year time. I learned for the first time how to really build a community, to like share my story and share my progress with everything. And then people come to me and be like, oh my god, like I literally just bought a tufting gun because of you. I've been watching your videos and learning and getting inspiration and getting ideas. People will send me their first rugs, ask for tips, and like we're giving tips back and forth. Another positive I would say that came out of this was that I was forced to get out of my comfort zone, because when people were asking me like, oh, you should make a video for this, you should sell this, you should do something, it's like I wasn't necessarily comfortable with that at the time, because I'm like, well, like I'm literally just doing this for fun. Like, I just didn't feel like I was that person to be talking about it or doing it. But it just kind of forced me to get out of my comfort zone. Like, if there's so much demand Why not just at least try? And then finally, of course, I was able to basically start a side business out of doing something that I really loved to put back into my pockets to invest to pay for school and stuff like that. Like that was really cool to see. All the positives, right? That was all beautiful, sing-songy rainbows, butterflies, Lucky Charms, right? The challenges that came from doing this, fear of failure, just something about my video or something about me that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something to mess this up and I'm gonna lose everything. I basically felt like I had to like keep up a certain type of momentum or a certain type of work ethic to maintain being up here. I didn't have any balance at all. Like it would literally be days where I would wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning doing rugs until probably 11 o'clock at night. I wasn't taking care of myself really, and that just led to burnout and even more self sabotage behaviors. It was not good. When you get to a certain point where you're like doing something that you're really passionate about, and then you're convinced that, oh, like maybe I should turn this into a business. I can make money off of it, and then you do make money off of it, and then it stops being fun. That lasted for some time where I just didn't want to be bothered with anything related to creativity, anything on YouTube or anything like that. I was just like, this is not the bee's knees. Like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. And when I said I wanted to do YouTube, I didn't necessarily want to be like stuck into a certain type of niche. And you can get really, really specific. And I just felt like mine became too specific to where if I tried to do anything else, it wouldn't be received well. If I could do it all again, for one, I would tell myself to take a metaphorical Xanax and relax. Like, relax. Seriously, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. And like, I just felt like I had to be somebody else for people to like me. When the whole time I started YouTube being myself, and which is backwards that I would even think that it would be opposite. It's literally just content. I'm not meant to please everybody or be appealing to everybody and just be this perfect person all the time because I'm not. Relax, be yourself. It's okay. It's not that serious. Another thing I would do is I would have better time management. I would have a schedule because I literally, like 7 days a week, if I wasn't at work, if I wasn't at school, I was doing rugs and I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't grounding. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't spending time with my family and my friends or anything like that. I would have a balance for sure. Like, I definitely had a lot of people around me that I could have asked for help, but I just felt like I had to do everything on my own. So that's another thing. I wouldn't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't delegate, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So I learned that now more than ever, now that I'm running my design business. And delegation is definitely, definitely important. This video wasn't meant to brag or to boast about anything at all. Like this, I promise you, it wasn't the intent. If you look at the current landscape and climate of things, people are more so turning to their own ways of making money, their own ways of building community more than ever. If you're looking to get into the content world and you're looking to build your own platforms, I want you to really get the full side of things, not just the pretty, perfect, polished type. I just really want people to be aware of what goes on inside the minds of people that are actually in front of the camera and doing this. Like, it may like look easier, it may like it's nothing. And while it was exciting to gain that significant attention and be able to make money and pay for school, it also came with a lot of challenges that quite I wouldn't say I wasn't ready to deal with. I definitely feel like I had to experience that for a reason because ultimately it made me a much better person. It made me a much stronger person. I learned the importance of staying true to yourself. I learned how to start asking for help. I learned to not be okay and be okay with that. So if you're thinking about getting into content, always keep your why first and foremost in the front of your mind. Stay true to yourself. Not everybody's going to mess with you. And if you expect that or if you're thinking that, you're going to be very, very disappointed because you're never going to be able to please everybody all at the same time. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. If you enjoyed this video, as always, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this because, yeah, I got some coming. I also really, really want to hear some of your thoughts and comments down below. If you can relate to this or if you experience something similar or you're thinking about embarking on a journey like this, I would love to hear your thoughts about it. I love hearing people's experiences and perspectives. So I'm very, very open to that. So let me know. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. I'll talk to you later.